As CEO of Art Basel, Noah Horowitz guides one of the world's great cultural movements. This is our conversation. No, we take it for granted that we have Art Basel here in Hong Kong. Thousands of people converge on the city for this one reason. Yet we in Hong Kong just have to rock up to the convention center and we get this incredible spectrum of creativity before us. But why is it important for global artists to come here and share their work?
Well, Hong Kong is a gateway city. It's the great aggregating city in Asia, and this week has become the singular week of all weeks in the Asian cultural calendar. And so our artists, gallerists, collectors, patrons, curators, the international media come to Art Basel Hong Kong now in this really dynamic way, first time at this size and scale in a post-COVID world, to see and be seen, to create connections, engage with the local community here in Hong Kong, which is thriving more than it ever has. And it's a moment. It's a moment for sales, but it's also a moment for new meetings, new ideas, and discovery. And I think there's really no art market event globally on an annual basis that brings together these worlds of the East and West so profoundly as Art Basel Hong Kong, and we're very proud of that.
You've hit on three words: ideas, discovery, and economic outcomes. All of them drive not only societies, but also peace and progress, more simply. How best can you, as a year-round movement, best support what's happening in the world at a time of great division, frankly?
Well, we work at Art Basel in 4 cities globally on an annual basis with Art Basel shows. So this is the beginning of our calendar here in Hong Kong in March. We then move on to Basel, Switzerland in June, which is the hallmark Art Basel show, founded in 1970. We then move to Paris and we move to Miami in early December. And at each of these moments, we bring communities together. And as an organization, an extraordinary amount of work goes into the selection, the curation that we create to make these moments work. And I think to answer your question, we can address these topics and these subjects subtly but profoundly by always focusing on quality and ambition and giving artists their voice in the purest possible way, because that's in the end what brings people together, and that's what creates these moments.
Let's talk about your 4 gatherings that you just touched on over there. Is there a core principle or maybe a set of ideas and values that underpin them, and how you choose to lead them with your team?
Well, I think first and foremost is Art Basel is an uplifting organization. We don't do anything independently. We root down and work with the cities. That means the cultural institutions, the cultural communities, the local communities, really, to make these weeks happen. So here in Hong Kong, 50% of the galleries that are present in the show are from Asia. And that's really important, that it's not just Western art coming to Hong Kong, but that there's a feeling of uniqueness and singularity here that comes through the fair.
You've been able to achieve what 2 countries of 1.8 billion people have not been able to achieve, which is to get Chinese and Americans and global stakeholders together in a spirit of dialogue and with a platform of outcome. Do you ever think about that, about the enormity of what you're doing here?
We think about it, and we root down, and we approach it through the simplest of means, which is really, again, focusing on the art and letting artists speak their voice and creating moments of connection. And in the end, that's a very powerful thing, because dialogue reigns supreme. And the beautiful thing of Art Basel here in Hong Kong, but at a global level, is this ability to meet, see, connect, and have a sense of other people's perspectives. And in our case, we do that through art, but we do that also through our conversations programs, which this year for Art Basel globally celebrates 20 years. We do it through working and partnering with institutions on the ground. And so little by little, we create moments to bring people together and to allow our audiences from around the world. We have visitors from over 40 or 50 different countries here in Hong Kong this week, all coming together in the spirit of culture and celebration and artistic excellence, which is really important to us.
And my last question here is not as Noah Horowitz, but just as Noah, what's been the moment for you here on the show floor? And if your kids were here who are under 10 years old, what would be the moment here for them too?
Well, there's a few great projects in Encounters, which is the sites for large-scale sculptures and installations. MAC 2, this double art fair booth, which is like 20 meters high, an art fair booth on top of an art fair booth, one looking normal, the other dystopian, is extraordinary. My kids would love that. Atsushi Kaga's installation as well, a Japanese artist living in Dublin, is also wonderful. This sort of food scene with one of his iconic rabbits with Japanese lanterns and tatami mats is fantastic.
Noah, it's wonderful speaking with you, and thank you as always.
Thank you.
The China Current is proud to collaborate with Art Basel since 2020. Go to our website for more human and cultural stories.